interactions with different animals, such as lions, buffaloes, elephants, Uganda cobs, waterbucks and topies. Tree-climbing lions are a must-see in the plains of Ishasha, the southern sector of the park. Tourists love to see lions in trees.
Me? I was raised to share. Mama would call the neighbors Jango Tulie, even when the saucepan had just enough for us. She'd say, food tastes better when the table is full. My father, that one had a big heart. He'd lend out his pickup to everyone. Weddings, burials, you name it. He used to say, if it helps one person move, then it has done its job. We learnt earlier on, happiness doubles when you share it. So now, when I share my data, my laughter, my love, I'm just continuing what I was taught. Because me, I was raised to share. Dial *100*2*6# to share your data, voice, and SMS bundle with up to 4 friends on Tugabane. Airtel is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Igase chill out Kasese abakasangana kwa sad haimana behind the road erisamarana ne Chelsea restaurant omatoni Kasese bakakumanyisa ya ende omanya waba kabnya na chungwire kandi bantu baleho erikwerezya ebyerinywa ebyo sebikalihire haimana bisihirire kandi owe not a restaurant weto ima hoteli kasavinga ebyeriria ebyo si ebiteli mutina moma omwabyeriria benyo bakakubuka ya ende banawutene buffet kutse abakohero muyisa obuli ukayihukulira obukali kawonzereri yako babweto omanya munene obuli hindaniramu Taima conference hall iba tunge pool table ya ukasa to kwenda mbio sio si hawa manzera iba likangane bya masata sewebererawe ende bawutishe screen sia ngondo ukaluwa samarera ba setting una kuhinabo machisatero banawite a free wifi akwabo abakakulisa internet kandi biba kubucha ende omanya wabo nemone nendeke kandi akakulira erihiraho omubala wawo wote omutina mu mange school parties nesende senene bawito omanya wakaunza owaga pakinga mechiruka chao okuhisa idishosi restaurant haimane ye bara rawa indi sesali sabo esho sisi katoke kana nibwambo balobiro mwabeyi okwa baba kayisunderi kuli amabutra wabo weta ma birthday abe liga se chill out bakakuherera omwanya okwa bule wamanzara binyabe nene wikerera ba liga se chill out okwa 0 musanju nguma muka musanji 3 munane nguma kutse wabongira okwa website yabo eya www.ligasechillout.com
is brought to you by.
Do you have a
Ebiro byakwezi 18 ukweli 10 chakere kanivo ukorenzo ni square ekafese chahwere bonde
ini 18 ukweli 10
iringiramu omutwalu JP mitwale 2 emeza mitwalo 5
ne milioni ngoma
asatu sange nabimbi abosi abana beka iriwa yarasi kasese nebundi bujo wasetulie tunywe totole isi waferwa eriaria ebirinywa amabotore owetu owezarwa ebiuma screens namatara nidia tal audio tukalenderera coronation ya tata owetetwa omusinga owezuru eyo mwaka ono abanyarwezoruru itwebose ukorenzo square
ekasese
Liberty TV.
Looking for the next binge-worthy series or movie? Afro Mobile brings you authentic African stories anytime, anywhere. Download Afro Mobile today and stream on demand your culture, your stories, your way. Afro Mobile, authentic African stories. Looking for the next binge-worthy series or movie? Afro Mobile brings you authentic African stories anytime, anywhere. Download Afro Mobile today and stream on demand your culture, your stories, your way. Afro Mobile, authentic African stories.
Alright, shama bya dakika 10 omusayi 10 nguma. Neure chibanza ku 8:26. Hello Uganda, hello Rentule, hello Kasese. Twamasa kwa programu yetu ya The Big Talk program ekabya buli chamuka kandi munewereke tumaberengeramu. So twamasakanye kwa namba eyahembereyo omu wiki yino kuti topic yembereyo omu wiki yino about the LS1 elections. Shabye biro 28 cyakiro cyakavere abanyuganda bose bakanasenduka abakakomera mu byalo byabo bakakoma obulobwe LS1. So kiro cyo munewuri yetu piketwe tukasakane yako kandi singata sinjuwene ngabiri asa with my people the panelists aho tukasakana nabo etopike songe kusabo omusemero wetu Liberty TV ende utamecha tusamalera umawite kintu cyose cyeremenya just follow us on our social media wangana buli ekibulyo etwakibana then tulio kwa YouTube live no kwa TikTok live tuno kwa Afro Mobile live and all our social media platform kwa Facebook homa no kwa X. So utamicha tusamalera ulengendo makaho mureka just like 50 seconds ngana sana guest ya tunekiru chamuna wera masinja.
Liberty TV.
Your favorite Ugandan radio stations are just a tap away. Whether it's music, talk shows, or breaking news, Afro Mobile has it all. Afro Mobile, your radio, your way. Afro Mobile, tune in anytime. Download now. Looking for the next binge-worthy series or movie? Afro Mobile brings you authentic African stories anytime, anywhere. Download Afro Mobile today and stream on demand your culture, your stories, your way. Afro Mobile, authentic African stories.
Bored of watching the same stuff on TV? Say no more. Afro Mobile is now on smart TVs, bringing you the hottest Ugandan and African content, bigger, better, and right on your screen. Live TV? Check. Classic Ugandan series? Absolutely. The latest music shows and rewindable live events? You got it. No interruptions, no limits, just non-stop entertainment all in one application. Now streaming on Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and more. Afro Mobile is your ultimate home entertainment sidekick. Getting started is a breeze. Just head to the App Store on your smart TV, search Afro Mobile, download, and start watching. Afro Mobile, authentic African stories.
munabire ebiro kibanza ko munani umusemero wetu Liberty TV kungalunga mabe kubore ndi munabwire akiru kya mukawo bole kitu katunga the big talk program kali ruke munabwire ngamasano mwini wetu ayabere twikaku tukasekanya kwa nungungulu tukakane yako yobukome wecha obwa bayilusi wano obwa bebero abere na munani ngumibiri abere na munani ko musanje ngumibiri abere na muka so nge musabo mwini wetu ndetsikeri irindo tisingi natobora menewe na hakakola nechakakola nebende bimuhapangene kumwini wetu wike ukitubura mena namcha ukakola
wasinja kutebo host we program eno kandi nabandu abosi abatukwamire okwa mukutu ono nama basibya kandi nganzeri basima hawa ebimunakwamire omukutu ono nerisima bateketikania bawo arangerende ekirengekanyo kyeno banakiwete kandi nikirengekanyo kiwene ninje sibendire Gogo Geoffrey Tembo ngali mwikala niwe Kasese na nabere humwembembetya chama ni C5 we district ne Kasese mu 2010 iri kabere na muuma kandi ngali mutongani we misango an advocate of the High Court ilituka 2004 to date myaka 22 iyi experience umwetongane misango nomwire chabandu ajire so namatsema alibya hano ekiro kya munabwire
wasinja kaso sibendire bigogo ngoho by default ngamabwindi chairman ngamabwinde kaso bisingenga nahikira
of course
wasinja ryasa tukatukalebelele mu Uganda mule byalo byalo kasanju byalo mitwalo musanju kasanju muli byalo mitwalo musanju villages so ebyalo mitwalo musanju muka nabuka byabero abere namunani ko musanju abantu abikalane bikaro mu byalo ebyo ebyalo mitwalo musanju mubaka nayitungiro mu bukomwe bwa chairman LC1 etu obukomwe bwatubere a bit surprise because abantu ngokuba bungiremu baka nabungiremu nemani manene ukalangire erituka abakatetukire bwamba abantu bahandakawe abantu bende abakandidate bende banominating bawe ukalangire abantu baka nayitungira mu akutsebo umweshe dakiki itano etumtikane kuyeshe because tumale byokome obo abye oma January obo aba president no baba MP tomoso kuba yakata tomoso kuba chairman LC3 mubotetunga mani mangaha na wabwatunga no chairman LC1 obo mani atunga ewenga kaso kandi ngafama chairman echuka chilangare echelete chuchane cha haitata
ngalenge kana ya ende echinde cha lete echu abataka I think banawete rulengo olwerengekaniro mwa LC1 ngobwe mbembetya obule hakuhikuhi nabo nele minyerera ndio bwembembetya obo bobwa katsukira wako omwa udalewa yaenda eworo muda ya ukaita kabini chama LC1 wechipindi chawo ngalenganende chikanabo homuhembu okwa ruhande olwa abataka babulechero and indeed turn up was good myanya minene abantu bakananga nakomera inje abantu babya kutsebo nabantu babaniyi bananzira tsakoma but of course kundi babya abantu sibali mu register muchabakale so chumu chikakura ngalenganende chikakura abantu kwa LC1 kozo mbembeti oyo akabiyule hakuhinabo polisi ya makurondya yitolelele menyende omundu amaenda habwachi uketsukere kukwama mbanza of course unachasinde LC1's oma Local Castle Courts Act so which was enacted 2006 of course ikamendinga the RC Courts Act so yinawote LC1 yinawote obutocho bweritwa emisango eyihambenge noku customary land and so abataka I think bane aware in the chairman LC1 mundu ali key
auto mwasu munene
auto mwasu and so chichale ke bayijumbira obukomyo but on the side of those who are ababakarondi obwembembeti of recent habere bya eri sunzo obwembembeti ana bandu banene nganazukereberangerero mwabukomyo obwabyaho hanyuma yo LC1 obubu abyumasha bakakoma PDM
elections
PDM committees I saw unarangera abantu babere I think inywe ngaba kabuliro kwa bendo munatole mu abuliriria echahereri abantu be agere anzeri bya leaders ngane chahaye but I believe in the injena nganalengi kani ndimune both yes political responsibility but also the economic part abantu banasamba lirinde obone mwangana rwakanga hanga and so I believe etunatu muchanalekire naba on the side of candidates isha numbers isha yonge
maybe inje singalinga na chitire yandeke like omwasu wa chairman LC1 specifically because tukalebaya abantu ri participating omakalwa kamba kana banene example from my ring ngoma ka municipality mahano omwa railway ward tomamba ekidodo yele bakandidate batano abo si bakanzu ba chairman LC1 inyumu sumire ekilairo omwasu wa chairman LC1 ne wahai.
Of course,
according to the law,
omwasu wa chairman LC1 ane described on a local government act. Of course, the local government act is distinguishing between LC1 and LC2. Bakasha oramu administrative administrative units. Sirisha the other one is shahuramu political units. And so much what should add is the grassroots mobilization. First layer is security. Dispute resolution gukuna nawe at local level, and largely community mobilization. It is the first layer shaping grassroots development through mobilization. Even if you see many government programs, PDM and PDM, manyane mioga, manyanichi, ABOC, because mobilization by the LC1. So largely under the Local Government Act, LC1 is you waiting judicial powers, but also the first area of leadership mobilization, mobilizing abantu for development.
So tuwe chairman LC1 auto mwasumune kusinga na chairman LC3 because echikale kinga buyacho kuti chikale kinga kubuliacho family kwa statistics abantu babakakomera okwabyalo byabo ebyalo byabo kimanyisa kiti ebyalo nebenene ko polling station is eshetwatunga.
Of course.
Now from tukatukele statistics abantu abakumukugwa chairman LC1 maka nabanene kusinga abakomo okwa omoko kubanza ukauka sango ngoma piskambo lower eyesinga ne nobulobule ngabe ku bene plus ukendo omwachirembe mweri wombe yesinga nobulobule ngaru. So is it because nango mwasu wa chairman LC1 nemonene kusinga wa chairman ngelC3 kusinga wa chairman LC5 why is that abantu mubakana samwana mbanene kandi buri bwambu obukomene bini bwirimano okwa abantu njerekene maybe abantu kasta abande ribwambu rimano kwa abantu ambu mutakinyiswekera tutukandi kimukitaleka abantu bakahaneriasa. What could be the reason?
I wouldn't really say in the omwasu wa chairman LC1 nemune okwa chairman LC3. Of course the fact that chairman LC1 structure yabsi with a budget and so sibale more involved in delivery activities. Of course bakabisi bangalenja LC3 but at the social economic political level abantu eriyita obwembembeta okazukira okukyama ne Lusiwa wamakibalasingira ukenderenga nti bawote omwaso munene owalengera okongo kuna nabere kubwera olubanza lw'eritaaka abantu bakanatwamu baluzukira okwe Lusiwa. Of course the local Castle Courts Act gives them that power. Community mobilization in terms of hamabane kamarwere immunization together with VHTs abantu abakatsukira wakwera mobilizing abataka for Ebola and the rest disease outbreaks abantu bakatsukira wako to relay messages straight to the population neritwamo eribindu bibangana muhamba oyubana ari muhamba still in chama ne Lusiwa amakora kwa report at the police akabati yananga n'omundu mubi omwakyalo mumuhambe of course ukindi rwayi betu wabere yama so ngalengekana ndi abataka bakaye banayisunzire ndi batunge abantu aba banarangire ndi aba bangana serving sha interest shetu in that regard ngenzuku eyobwembembeta so ekyo kikakora abantu bane ekintu ekyakabiri of course kikende byende obukome buli quite different okwabukome obwalaba inje for example mwabukome obundi obwalaba ngakomera Karambi playground
Karambi sub county
Konzo county west beto obukome buno I didn't require transport to go and vote there. I walked to my polling station at the village and voted. So of course those hindrances as in this carbon kumama komya wand, for example movement and things like that. Ebebe kabya esibyende bya omabu komebu no. Mbanga nayo soko polling station although this one was quite long. But abantu okumutwaka nangu hera wali minyati lero na ngende koma because it can meet ishari bene ngayanda hale ngaya koma so even the window so silenga ebyo ngalenkana ndenabe kana like turn up ya
kanya because ekikale kinga buli kibule ekirenga hale abantu bakandidate abatunga kwitse obukome bwabelubana komwale ngamalwa now the results wasangana mubuti mulebe ngomulume enako mundi candidate umukeli na kumundi candidate nero wasangana omulume ali akoma enana labo umukeli ena benabere labo so because ikintu kilo kine visible oyomaka imano kwawundi oyomana imimanako habe baneka family breakdown okwalangira election commission ekintu ekirimano okwabantu abantu mukikana bakola kiti kale abantu bakandidate abantu bakana wa habwecho n'abantu bamalaba habwecho because habesale omuntu eribwata kikolechi akemuteba ati sente kukoma kwita kikolechi akenda kukoma ewe as someone who knows the law okwalangera erimano okwabantu was it the right thing?
Of course elections by lining up is an outdated method of electing leaders. It's outdated. The cardinal principle of elections should be secrecy. Somebody should vote in secret. Muna nalebire okubuka the news omukali mwatitimano kumwera wewe
to that extent
own husband mwatitamwima nako and eventually the husband lost because of course nabandi abangamwimanireko babere rangira mukali wishatamwima nako bakana handle choice moment I think this man is not the right person.
It's not worth it.
Of course omuntu nyangana binyane worth it, but because they have of course domestic challenges omukalinya bishende man and the outcome was omuntu meriko machateria literally reteri omuyi because kana kuva mu nyumba mu ruyi mwakalicha yetu yano yabakonzo mundu yabakakorera uruyiro mu nyumba kabiyo mu mundu mobyo kwa chalo abantu bamavwendi aruema and that's exactly I think it was in Uganda. That's what I think the man intended to do. Jokoni amatenera ya hese and so you can look at the impact of an election. Of course we have obukome wereko ma sequence umuntu mengana tendire menya umugalinga mu command and therefore ekintu ekiringa domestic violence ngeki cyane rebya during the campaigns again muna narangira ku another item na yana Buganda a son nyabirima noku kutata wewe and so
even this side okubukome obwabakali hali omukali omwaliane yesinga nyo kubyala I think it is Bukonzo East hane no mukwe eyayitimba how manashu byala okuposition ngumere.
Of course but for the nature of the election, I think it is an outdated process. Of course, Chinoma Local Government Act.
So what should the EC do?
I think it goes back to Parliament to amend, honestly, amending the law to provide that Obukomebo Nonabo via through secret ballot. I think the fact that Muvana printing no Papura, they would allow people to write names.
Names Papura ababana abakakomera no mwetawu. Betu ngabakomero omwabyalo. Ebakajamita sumamene mwene mwendu mwenene. Ebasumamene mwene mwendu mwenene. Bari bakaunze erisumamene erbo mumani ali bakandite. Abamali bakandite babirondi bo mumani hano ndi bo mumani abamba abantu mwese mukole. Betu kandike hano mwetawu na list. Mujana bera a bit civilized. Ebakababe kusoma ebekwa kapapura. Babe kusoma ebekwa kapapura. So abantu abakandite abanene research ever call mulangiro bukumi ubukana abandike mwe sentence nene. We level that chairman elusu one inakola ekovu yesha matoke ikumu. Like chairman elusu one like ngumukase municipality muhano abanene ne bakakola no mwambo tulubira town kaso. Walangire chairman elusu one na bi echirwa ayahanda kawa ina bilete kovu esha matoke singa makumi abere. Chikanga na chitu. Is there any money?
One, that is the trend. The trend in Ugandan elections is monetization. Because it is the trend. I think it is a bad trend. It has been set badly. That was never the case in the past. But now that is the trend. And I think it exploded. Because previous elections did not have that reflection really. But a trendy monetization. The candidates, the candidates, partly in economical. The chairman LC1 signs on a land transaction. And some are shrewd. Those who are shrewd will ask for even 10%
of that money
of the consideration. Somebody
tikome isa kitungo hoyo 10% mdomo na kauli zakirisha milioni 10. Na funga milioni 10.
Yes, chairman LC1 will ask for $1 million. I have made agreements as an advocate. Nakolendano. Chairman LC1 nyabia paid more than I have been paid as an advocate. Because for us, somebody will come and yes, and the law is there. How much we should add. Somebody will come and plead. But the chairman LC1 will stand firm. But no, I need
so you must pay this amount
of my 10%. And so, of course, in urban areas, that's where most of that happens. That's where there is more of the transactions. And so, of course, there must be a difference. And so, in the economics, although but there is, for example, I will give my one village, Chirembe. Chirembe is if I can describe for you the boundaries, it's kwa KCCL, kwa Rodoru kahetukire Chirembe. Ererora
omocha bavenga.
Ererora bavenga chosi. Eri hike Chirembe Iwuru, kwa trading center. Eri hike abakahora muwasa wanaba.
Echi chune bulambubu.
Echi chune bulambubu ma obo Chirembe sell. And that is where most of the people now are shifting to in the terms of staying. So, and there is a transaction almost every every day. There should be a transaction of almost every day, which will give the
Something.
chairman LC1 at least a minimum of 200,000. And so abantu bano mwenda bakasamala ebintu byushye ebyo, and I am sure it's not responsible for the increasing numbers. Then of course government programs and PDM and the role of those LOCs. Of course, Chuzinga, you have heard about complaints with money exchanging hands. So if you share all that national IDs, they are the first layer, and there is some money, of course, here and there. And I believe in the there is some economic part. Of course, in the similar corruption, we always get those judgments at the end of the day. And so kana in the omomosi mukabera zimwe nakando akabandu baka banga nabi bakaronda ya.
So in simple terms, okwaba chairman LC1 ngomashabani centers, for them they get something on that position.
Of course they
because hanemushi office shaba chairman LC1 ukahikamo you wabulanga ndori yomuntu someone has decorated it na bachikola kwene ku office omauta omusangu ulumkwene unuba umuntu sinengelwa ngate college ngate siyamwe. So where do they get that money? Everything enyumba ineta kama bitu mbina takamwe TV inakolata.
Of course that's it amanda kandano they will give him money. And I have told you some even demand for 10%.
Then kaso mwaka navyo conflicting loyalty like singa ngani ngoga ngiketa mweriwunda abantu bamafunga wala ngamuru oguribe for power kula biriria ngesha government programs ngesha PDM emyoga wasanga no mundu lula neche apa sundungwe ngwe PDM naruka henanze enayabya Germany LC1. So echilairo chikana hiraho that provision eribambu you can host 2 offices.
I think of course sehale echilairo echire clear omukome bwa LC1 other than just very few provisions esiri mu local government act. But the nitty-gritty of those elections comes through Electoral Commission issuing guidelines. And I think area because nembyaka mwetetababera
clear
mwetetabya choma cho kwa bende byabatolere erikaniako. Of course konde nembyaka PDM is a recent whatever.
But launched in 2022 or
Feb after the 2018 LOC1 elections. So I think it is something new. Electoral Commission mwitita envisaging. But you know, ordinarily, if you were a chairman of the PDM, you have a role to play. The chairman LOC1 has a monitoring role. Chairman LOC1 is the first line again of monitoring. So I wait a monitoring role. So angabe chairman of PDM and ukabe chairman LOC1 because now who will monitor?
Who will monitor the other?
You can't monitor yourself. And so ngalenga kana ende, of course, because of the lacuna in the law and the guidelines, wanganasanga nabandu ebabere bya chairman LOC1 kadi na chairman we. But I would encourage the government to ensure in the bandu either they relinquish one of the two. Either mdu atwemo ndakeni bya chairman LOC1 kuzi atwemo ndakeni bya chairperson we PDM, in which case ahanda hakomera wo unde mundu na ahanda hakomera wo. I think that is really what we do.
Okay, like these elections ngiwindi tukasima a government mutabaneka many cases ngesha arrest resetting down internet bebe lero obukumi mubana vera abantu apart from key cases maybe ngoma bukonzo west nyachium mutwambu chairman I mean candidate muba muswida at night but ulangro obukisine nabuke like recently obukome ngobwa hwam maybe wengiwe like someone who knows the law actually like government lero iyane re sekamwe ngiwinde abantu babe bate peaceful abantu no creating a peaceful or it was government creating that peaceful
no ngendere kandi still wamakola a nationwide assessment there was still some level of violence
but minimal than
of course
over 2021
a little bit minimal.
I mean over January
a little bit minimal, but it was still there. The places I've seen on TV in Wakiso where a German little see one who have been a so maybe in here many places but I think I should really congratulate the police and thank them for trying this time. I voted at Chirembe Primary School and the DPC was there and I think he did well. He managed the election very well. If he had done that, maybe no mabu komongo kuwa na mabu kwere maybe tuanganarangira binongo kubya maenda this time unarangira nyane impasho trying guiding abantu for example have a key decision to make. Which line should we count first? There was a longer line
and the shorter one. Of
course, Akanani Kanel, but where should the people go after being counted? If we begin with the Abanen, where will they go? And I think Ahoma got a decision here, but no, let's begin with
Abak. So that it was about
Boba Nase, then to whatever no, and you would see your name partial. So, of course, I know another some level of impartiality, and that's why probably some political parties like the FDC performed a little bit well.
But you about political parties, whether you achieved or you never achieved.
Yeah, we.
But or what police, like a government. See which the interest to more because
of course I think they brought it in another way. Other way their feeling was, for example, in Kasese, they have taken the majority leadership. I think they thought it would flow from that. So I think a role they elected leaders, because I saw most people very busy. The bodies were in Kanyambara, the
even
the stars, they were active. The one I didn't really see much was Ferigo. Ngatamulanga a lot, but Avant. And that was the message. Munana Horikira Chionga, Dr. Crispus, Right Honorable, the eve of the election. Do we still need to press you because you have already
already you have the German LOC3, you have the district Kasala, you have the German LOC5 and you have the MP.
So I think somehow Mbalengi can even Changanabia straightforward just like that. So Mbalengi can now Chachaleka Mutabia.
So tukaendo uko breaking. I think tukasubula tukasegano kwa kintu cha political parties because tukutukelebenge Kasese district iwote byalo runane nga namsanja but at least from mabisingu kwa bulobwa January essentially political parties musha na harvestingira ndeke because hatenge inge FDC as the major opposition party hanoma Kasese mahano inauta chairman iluswana balanga 19 plus
186
pamasokwa nupu na yabifunga abachairman nabalanga mwene which is a very good impression. So like that endo omabreak katuka lwamu itukasakana kwa political parties. Did the political parties do the right thing and what should be done next such that tukatuka endo akayaba nikobuko obwa parish chairman LOC2 nekaso yewe endo omabreak mwaka omadekaire ngango mafana sobola uli kwa Liberty online TV.
Bored of watching the same stuff on TV? Say no more. AfroMobile is now on smart TVs, bringing you the hottest Ugandan and African content, bigger, better and right on your screen. Live TV? Check. Classic Ugandan series? Absolutely. The latest music shows and rewindable live events? You got it. No interruptions, no limits, just non-stop entertainment all in one application. Now streaming on Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and more. Afro Mobile is your ultimate home entertainment sidekick. Getting started is a breeze. Just head to the App Store on your smart TV, search Afro Mobile, download, and start watching.
Your favorite Ugandan radio stations are just a tap away. Whether it's music, talk shows, or breaking news, Afro Mobile has it all. Afro Mobile, your radio, your way. Afro Mobile, tune in anytime.
Uganda. Uganda, known as the Pearl of Africa, is a country gifted by nature. Its stunning and diverse habitats support numerous wildlife and bird species, most of which are located within its national parks. Queen Elizabeth National Park is a medley of wonders nestled in the western arm of the Great East African Rift Valley. The park is a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve with the highest biodiversity of any national park in Africa due to its diverse ecosystems. Queen Elizabeth National Park has a record bird count of 612 species, over 90 mammal species, and offers various tourist attractions. Boat cruise on Kazinga Channel. The Kazinga Channel, connecting Lake Edward and Lake George, offers exciting boat cruises. The boat rides offer visitors a chance to see a variety of wildlife and birds. These include buffaloes, elephants, crocodiles, and African skimmers, among many. Bird watching. Queen Elizabeth National Park, with over 600 bird species, is a premium birding destination in Africa. A visit to Lake Katwe gives you a chance to meet a community that has been mining salt from this salt lake since the 16th century. The distinctive underground forest of Chambura Gorge is home to habituated chimpanzees. Bird watching and chimp tracking are the most popular activities in this unique habitat. Game drives. In the vast savanna of the park, game drives provide up-close interactions with different animals, such as lions, buffaloes, elephants, Uganda cobs, waterbucks and topies. Tree-climbing lions are a must-see in the plains of Ishasha, the southern sector of the park. Tourists love to see lions in trees.
Every click, every post, every share leaves a digital footprint. But do you know what the law says about your online actions? The Uganda Communications Commission is bringing you elaborative infomercial video series breaking down the Computer Misuse Act into simple, real-life stories you can relate to. From online safety to your rights and the penalties for misuse, we'll unpack it all. Stay tuned, learn the law, stay safe online. The Computer Misuse Act, explained for you.
Thank you again for tuning into this program where we're talking about the Computer Misuse Act in Uganda. In the previous episodes, we've been talking about issues pertaining to adults, hate speech, misuse of computers. But today, we want to focus on how does this law protect and preserve the rights of the children. The Computer Misuse Act introduced Section 23 to primarily focus on protection of children against unauthorized sharing of information about children.
Liberty TV.
Introducing the next evolution of streaming in Africa, re-engineered from the ground up. A new look, a smarter, faster interface, seamless, powerful. AfroMobile is now easily available across all your smart devices, smart TVs, smartphones, tablets, and more. From live TV and events to your favorite on-demand shows, AfroMobile delivers an ultra-smooth, uninterrupted streaming experience anytime, anywhere. Download and update your AfroMobile today. AfroMobile, authentic African stories.
Mabya dakika ngumo mwasa 12 tuchino kwa Liberty Online TV omanza tubana ukaenda kwa YouTube tuneku live tunokwa TikTok live tunokwa from mobile live and all our social media handles nge Facebook how man X. So tuchino kwa the big talk program munebwera ne kibanza oko munani ngumibira banamuka kandi ngalimbu sacho twesebakira host awe the big talk program ekabe over tamuka kandi umusemwe wetu ngakusima ready following and suwano bwatu atungebera na munani oko musanju kumubira na muka tutumego kwa kintu kisha political parties. Did the political parties do the right thing? Tukalangiro mu political parties are at least obo political party me ana have stingiri ama tunga candidate from enongo mahoima site MT Alliance for National Transformation yuto ya MP wakimuta mukasule SNO mkomamwa speaker we anti mwana tunge candidate baba ngamuka abakalaba. So ukalangira this time around we had the people abakalabiro mu different political parties now from ekasese wetwenu FDC emelebi aba temani elosuwa no chikumi omukinane na muka enupu inaotre mwende ne PFF welo bire balanga babe. So political parties musika nakola chahai edimnyeza sika utukompitinga NRM kutisikalengese ya okukompitinga na NRM.
Of course, political parties, NRM, with a struggle that's on a daily basis in terms of mobilization, and it's not easy really to mobilize politically in Uganda. That is one of the biggest challenges a political parties with. The second challenge is the I want it all attitude. NRM, everything should be mine. No more come with Ruchinemo, Mr. Host, Ruchinemo, NRM Marians in Dobole Chendro, you can see they had the budget at every LOC1, and of course the rest of the political parties is about Shasende. I think actually clear is that a community, the Ugandan community in most places is self-mobilized. People are mobilizing it at every opportunity. They know what to do. They are only let down by the atmosphere, the political atmosphere in the country. A fear, a lack of mobilization, but they just need awakening up. You can imagine about a month ago, ukome bukende byawa, and there were few radio talk shows. You cannot really do talk shows. You will not do meetings. So I think Jananga wind that is that Ugandans bane political parties really situle correction then in terms of mobility, because speaking the view and resources to wait and meeting kanyo they should take you on, but and so I think it is down to Abanda mobilizing so that they need just a very small opportunity of fairness. Free and fair. And so although NRM have out a big budget, we'll see one in terms of mobilization. And the Kasese can raise 186. 186 in terms of that environment. Any intimidation, this was in some places, this was picked up election officials. In some places like Chesero in Munkunyu, the police, some people there allowed people who were not in the register to come at. So it would have even been better without even baby share view even better performance than that by the political parties. Generally, Uganda are self-mobilized. They just need an opportunity of a free and fair at any level. Let me put it at any level. Whether we are voting a member of parliament, whether we are voting a councillor, whether we are voting an LC5, whether we are voting a president, a moment of free and fair elections. N'abandi aba NRM benzi betu general member wa FDC banachasi ndi abanyuganda twamabalukira obukome buli free and fair twangana tindi how. That's why all the time kapi mune maneuvers here and there.
But still omogeni kwa kindu cha finances and you lack resources, which is very true. Itu kandike tukalangera statistics some people abakala from opposition parties aba banimi vestina aba bachivistinga mwamoa even bamakola parties cause hane chemba ni mu maka na olanende I'm sorry betu yachikutia maka na olende amakereye abantu ni member with FDC. So ukokeni okwasha send, and we know that all political parties get money share iPod. Tunesi FDC na ni member yechi iPod. The only two parties never registered PFF na and how many moves shaga equalize the recollect rejoining iPod. So inyo essentially inyo issue makasi kulisa yechi kande even na wakande tibenyo alo kulisa send shabia shabu kutsebeni shepat.
Of course I can without any doubt say in the way see one zabe ngabe FDC abakolesesha send shabia send sharp abantu. And you know they can only manage that because of the area involved. The village is generally very small, but imagine that you are contesting, for example, at LC5 and you have to go through the 800 something villages that you have mentioned. Chikutia can buy a cow in Hirai base camp because of the small area. Na yungo mondo nyangana talk. And so beitu twabetu sebata kolesha resources from the party headquarters. iPod and funding, of course, not just in funding, it depends on the numbers
of MPs that you have.
Number of MPs, Shamuweto Parliament. FDC now has 9, only 9 members of Parliament. And of course, the money is that small. And you know, it involves a lot of things. Running the party headquarters, the administration offices and things that. So at the end of the day, there is no money. But of course, una CNRM you would an advantage in the party in the power. At least una see they are the party in the power, so there might not be a distinction between the money iPod and the national resources. Even you saw adverts. The only political party which ran adverts on all national broadcasters yabya NRM advert, because they were radio talk time on radios for their members. And so resources really hinder political party mobilization at every level.
So tukayenda ko bukome bwa bachama nilo situ. I think bakatsukare pinga, I think eriba registered abantu eriba registering letsuka munabwira kibanza. So tukaya bwendamu and mumone tungira abantu banene abakala bakuba chama nilo swan babikolesha committee shabo committee yelo swan inyengesha position political parties muitsemulengeke wo mukerera ya abataka, because hanesha famasango mwa Central Division mulisha village mulisha cells 10 mchikana bya ballast opposition ya emfala munani ne NRM emfala munani. So iwenga kaso kaninge member ngo opposition, what message are you ayongehereri abachairman elo1 abo opposition abo lavir maybe erugura binga some position zishe kwa chairman elo2?
Of course it is going to be quite difficult. For example, na makuhereria isha figures show brought a very good example in Central Division 88. Here is where it doesn't balance. Atita balancing graha. A chairman LC1 will only elect 6.
They are akakoma musanju, because eben bibiri abere koma eldare abena abere koma umani abena abere koma ewe minyetu abena abere koma no abare abena abere koma.
Most of those positions because of lack of mobilization ngokungana yakobera skabini chabere ndo NRM. So even Central Division, even for example town center yerimo FDC nga chairman abere koma abantu mukaga, let us assume makaburusa ya from within the opposition. Betu hane bane
abatro kusaidia
who are largely NRM. And now you go to the 8 who are NRM. They have also now voted a number of 6 more in addition to the chairman, 7 who are NRM. So you will find that it's a committee show munani should pure NRM. Kandano mwase no FDC mun NRM. So of course our performance will not be the best. But keeping that aside, other that electoral college in Nyeke, beto mabuko mebuli abonyi nenyini, I was shocked by one thing. Na byokwa laini eyo mondo wa FDC. Na byange meneko no mwana obukali oyo wabinya nambere t-shirt eri kumuhozi Piero yu. Nyano kwa laini yo FDC. Mujanye esiri eri somo eri binde okwaero si 1 abantu
bakakoma umundu sala kumepata
banarondire banalirangire bakabe some people will critically look at omundu yabatolere koma amabinyali mu FDC ebakemwe amabinyali mu NRM ebakemwe. And a message yananga promera really the voters at LC2. LC2 also has a court and more recognized than the LC1 court. For example, the LC1 court is recognized only in the Local Council Courts Act. But the Land Amendment Act 2010, Yomianza nere amending a local council, it creates some form of confusion. Mianza nere amending the Local Council Courts Act by saying in the court of land matters. LC2. And so the LC1 sometimes handles land matters, but most people usually take them to LC2 courts. And so chiri key okwa baba kisa commerce amarera nende omwasha timu esyo yonga nakutwara olukwamiro rwakaruhikereria with impartiality, with credibility, nebinde bisosirenga. So it may not really changana tende bintu oluwa NRM changana tende bintu, but there will be a time maybe when your own own entitlement is under question.
And you need the service.
And you need the service of the leader. And so for that reason, we are tolerate choosing somebody with integrity. No matter
the political party.
The political party. I think that is the message there I can't. But you know, with NRM, especially at that level, there will normally be other influences coming in. The ministers will be looking at who the NRM members are going to vote. And so some of them, I am sure, may even go to vote without their choices.
But because there's someone who's pushing them.
Choices imposed upon them.
Okay. If you know you now, it's a political parties, of course, a message because I had to cut from Malanga and in the Tamakalanga, Kavembere, Akabafunga. So, Ukalangera, there's someone a Yambre Muliolo at, I think by 2031, essentially, to put the Kashama Verahua. Ukalangera, Abamafunga, never were teacher now as opposition political parties. Remobilizing about at Pesaminya Hanesha FDC, Hanesha Noop, Hanesha PFF, Hanesha Anti.
Namatsukiro kwa mundo yuwa kubira by 2031 akalenga na political parties kishama vere huahu. I think oyali umwa Dreamland. That one is in Dreamland. Echendo changana huahu if people are willing to end it.
Yes.
Abantu bamatu mweri wa FDC well, opposition well, ekendo huahu. But of course, if it is imposed from somewhere, the chunduche well, people may be remain silent. Like the situation is in Uganda. Most people are silent about political issues for fear, for so many fears. But that doesn't take away
the integrity.
Opportunity to raise a voice. Because a voice, I think. Museveni byamuhika kwende there 186 villages
that
voted okay, close to 200. That is about a quarter of the villages.
Because we are village runane ngana msanju betu echikume chinana muka
is only for FDC. I know even UPC. I saw my brother in Kamasasa over UPC. Maybe UPC also has. So it takes up to about 200, which is about one quarter. Even Museveni himself would be shocked at that statistics. Keeping in mind in the NRM we are sweeping out through
all the other positions.
So Sindiriga in the opposition in Amansha. It can only go silent, it can only hibernate, but so in deputy you can wow. And coming back to the issue of mobilization, of course, as FDC, we will encourage villages. We intend to call them the FDC. We have shared this with the chairman. To that they should serve with integrity. Serving with integrity, yes, if this as a way of mobilization. Luckily enough, the quality of candidates and of the people about Warabaya, they are people really are now the integrity, are hard working, and we will use them to quietly mobilize. You know, now it is quiet mobilization.
Now, abantu kogene bwambu mama koma associate government you will achieve less. Now, for example, a Kasi municipality you wait about chairperson abisha division zibasatu abusi neve movement kutsi neve kwa ruling government bawutre abakasalaze muka ngo obukali no obulumi betu kandika. I think it is only central division weta kasalamu mowechi opposition, that is the honorable Kahana Joel betu ke okuba chairman elusuwan larune buleta nyisanyesa maka nasi gweta link bamafunga. I think opposition it's bane bale bawota balanga msanjo munane. So abantu abo do we expect service omusha areas eshabitunga mu opposition elusuwan leaders because hati ukalebenge kidodo yabiri senda dempo ne NRM betu opposition yabitwalayo almost umatown is now where there is even the headquarters of municipality.
Yes.
Now I believe you are taken by opposition. Now Asia sales is we expect service kutuno mabyaro omabanika those ingete musha potholes Asia ababanika mushu issue opposition omagane kwa kintu bote people abatemwe niluso na vendor bakole where will they get resources yet is reach a government.
Of course abatolere soma the good lessons baba NRM. They are supposed to learn the good lessons. They are supposed to know that we operate in a multi-party dispensation. And so that dispensation yang analeta abembembetya ebabene ba NRM kuti babisi ba NRM. At local level here, actually me from my past experience
as the chairman
LC5, I know that at national level, after Bukomere Erinani, people do not even want to know
which part are you?
Yes, as the leader. That only plays at local level. At local level, introducing. And so I think I would encourage Abembembeti, especially NRM, in the very local the national level. Like one achievement I got as a chairman LC5. Mobile these road units. Kasese yabe entitled to a single road unit. A road unit nguma yabe in Caterpillar, in a wheel loader, in a truck, in one water bowser, na kumaka umaka kaenda kamatangiriria Shangoda. But I went to Kampala and met the Minister of Works and explained our case as Kasese. And bana Kasese of course. So wangabarirayo kwa rulengurwa
Olabunyangabu district for
example. Or Wakiso. Or Lubirizi. Or some districts in Hoi Machikope. And he understood. Said yes, I think this is true. So eventually we got two caterpillars, two wheel loaders, and one of them, a bigger one by the way, because Yaroma Ministry works directly. It's in the district. A big wheel loader, and I think it's only the water bowser that they gave us one. So I was able to convince a minister, and he knew that I was FDC, but he gave me money heredia. My message really to abandu yale menyende ngukuna nabiribu ngahana komera. I know NRM, strong NRM people abakoma chairman yana koma. And so wamadina inga echitweke chucha
a service.
You are not denying only the FDC people, but you're also denying the NRM people because they made a choice. Actually, those areas of Chiremba are not largely FDC. These are NRM people. They voted like you have said, Chidodo. NRM. They took all the women councils. So now, if you deny Chidodo service because they have a chairman LC1, it means you are also denying the performance of your own structures, the women councils. And so when elections are gone, nobody should even discuss. The discussion should not be more about where the political parties of the leaders that have been elected, but more about
service delivery.
I think that's the way. That is the message.
So for you, Ugalenga now still these people will perform.
They will perform.
Even if no opposition.
I believe the fact that they don't really require a lot of resources to do their work. LC ones. They are political mobilization. Rangenda Bataki Security Nemo, and that is an organization at the local level coordinating, but also coordinating. Na Bataka, village councils, village council meetings, in which of course the other leaders at the higher levels, like the councillors at the parish, the councillors at the sub-county, the chairperson of C3 should be involved in meetings to identify critical budgeting issues that need to be touched by those about the resources to do service delivery. Of course, so tukibya tukaberekera betu aba chairpersons betu ababerera ebibyo mabyo kwa binde betu kenda tukabegesha in the village council meeting ni chindu chiko at least every quarter
village council meeting
should have a village council meeting and identify those areas basi documenting basiherera yaba councillors baso kwa district baso kwa nani because you know planning is bottom up and it can only be through those LC1 councils where the bottom
now as opposition political parties mukanagana kwa chindu chirevesi bali kanyesha representative units but tukatukele halisha villages ati tumuganiko kwa chirambe wao rive eninyenga iritsuka kwa KCCL wende machababenga wende machirembe mweri pokirike waso wanaba now inyu mukaba mutubutsire bakatwa abepende bakulitinga mu ward representative units ukwaleboya eshe village eserenge shakirembe shachidodo hatenge chidodo nayo ninyi nene ni nene kutsibu ukwalangire eshe villages abantu bamwe bandi mwetunge service administrative revenue sinene kandi kinehikire maybe bende bakati system akabere because ate hatenge chirembe muntu uri siringini because ate echa babangi kimabya kintu kinene it has become a very big town okwaso okwachirembe nayo iyabya a bit side iyabya hale KCCL nayo yabya a bit nayo yabya Hawaii ewenge as a council and as a former chairman ekindo chu okwachilangira out what should be done
of course at a local level ukuna nakubirende largely chairperson LC1s and the executives are largely mobilization structures. Vandu abaka mobilizing for development. The size of the areas would really affect their effectiveness. So villages, I think I wouldn't have an objection to
create more villages.
More villages, because I wouldn't have an objection. Villages and parishes. Sub-counties, I think Changanabe are better if resources are increased to cater for proper service delivery instead of really subdividing them. As well as districts, I think, like I got a second road unit, the rule should not be one road unit per district. I think the rules can be changed.
To how many people do you have in the district that need the roads?
Area, coverage area, and population. That you know, people get stuck in two things. It's a district. It's a district. But what if you change it? If you change that to area, for example,
and then the population.
And the population. But for LOCs, if you want kind of sana, say with
any
facilitation. I think I wouldn't really have a big problem with the.
I think Chirembe village, Chirembe cell.
Yeah.
It really to Mungasenga.
Chirembe cell for effective leadership by Chairman LC1, I think 3. The area of Chavabenga is now really very populated. It should have a Chairman LC1. Maybe that one can combine with Nyamerangara. With Nyamerangara up to the Mhocha town castle boundary. The upper part after Nyamerangara.
And Chirembe part.
No, the upper part of because Wasawanaba also still proceeds up to where the municipality joins Mhocha and Nyakabengo. So that area should also have a chairman LC1. I also think now the greater Chirembe, the area of Chirembe, that town and Nyakatonzi and the hill parts. KCCL is already Kahocha. It's already a cell called Kahocha. So I think about 3 for effective leadership. But I really appreciating the chairman wetu. Mwabera karangire chu mwendi laki abimbembecha executive over area yo now a member of the executive. I think he gave us 2. Chavabenga, Nyamerangara got the vice mobilization and the general secretary. Chirembe got the chairman and the defense secretary. The treasurer and something else I've forgotten is from
publicity.
Publicity, I think, from those that he chose. So I think aho as a mitigation factor. Bandu be bangana bihikiri okoyo, abantu bangana bihikiri okoyo. But tusichanga rushaho liale
creating more cells.
More cells.
Because nje nganebule hatengesa nungu mundungo mwa chababenga. Amatunga ngo butsebusa amuka. Chemo ni mani kerengo ngwaso wanaberi. That distance removing ngayo kiki byanyere.
Of course ebintu ebyebyo ebyatukenda tukesha betu. Kubya tukabesha. Ererangere ndibikirirayi ndi obule mondo yababerehereri obutoki akole. Sometimes chairperson will see once after electing the executives we want to do it all.
Everything in newe.
Sibya benewe. Because of course ngokuna nagubire mune akanani
finances
sharing n'abande just on the problem. So we will encourage abetu and bakiriraye by empowering aba members of the executive so that for example bandu omwacha ababenga babe banasinde twamakanya na vice akende kora
chairman ngakolira
yanga nako saltinga rubaru wa chairman ngabakolechi tuchabe implemented
so because hatia tukase tukalebya chairman Ellison kunile chibuana mundu ya uto mwaso munene kakubya kwa mundu ngewe now tomaso kwa kintu chiribe financing omutwalo kwamba katungo omutwalo mu atinga chairman ngo mwabya lumwe hanebyalo yabiwulo obutando mundu akakalwala eba mutsekako. What should the government do for this chairman Ellison ones eremyambo tukatunga effective leadership?
Omutwaro lagire nawo se musara wali aho. It is if I can recollect the part of the revenue sharing, and I think it comes in quarterly. Ni sente chiriwe ni batule bakoresha kwa binonge bya wamabu ebyo. Beto musara o chairman, I don't know whether tunga chanali chata bya affected. If it has been affected, then it means it is chairman, but also there is money that comes in every quarter as part of revenue sharing. And I think that is the money that now goes into even the Bioma web. But for Omusaru, of course, anatole nyayongera. But I also don't know ngichikenditwala the entire executive. So there are still many issues I think that needs to be discussed around that area in order to avoid of course you facilitated kandi ubutuku especially LC1 chairman nikindo chikaita ubutuku so wanga
akakola from Monday to Monday.
Yes, so lerema you don't go to your garden there, you have very little time, especially when there are so many challenges in the villages. Yeah, a lot of challenges. Recently I was in Karambi for 2 days, 2 days at home, but in our parish umukana kwa bantu ngamuka, the chairman Ellison must be there to ensure ndaba be delivering a message pole kwa bataka. So sibale demand for that matter when I told her akandu kabo ekana uruka ukake to facilitate there. Of course bakana bahe ndenge shagali, but there are other places there where you like na mabwange Muhambo, chairman Ellison one of Muhambo village, the bicycle didn't really help. Chairman Ellison one of Kasangali village.
Okay, like to know break that plan for like to move on the program. You have to pass for now to celebrate the year. You went to Umugumuka and what advice you give generally to the government, the chairman, the Ellison one, and then to the community.
Bored of watching the same stuff on TV? Say no more. AfroMobile is now on smart TVs, bringing you the hottest Ugandan and African content, bigger, better, and right on your screen. Live TV? Check. Classic Ugandan series? Absolutely. The latest music shows and rewindable live events? You got it. No interruptions, no limits, just non-stop entertainment all in one application. Now streaming on Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and more. AfroMobile is your ultimate home entertainment sidekick. Getting started is a breeze. Just head to the App Store on your smart TV, search AfroMobile, download, and start watching. AfroMobile, authentic African stories. Bored of watching the same stuff on TV? Say no more. AfroMobile is now on smart TVs, bringing you the hottest Ugandan and African content, bigger, better, and right on your screen. Live TV? Check. Classic Ugandan series? Absolutely. The latest music shows and
Thank you again for tuning into this program where we're talking about the Computer Misuse Act in Uganda. In the previous episodes, we've been talking about issues pertaining to adults, hate speech, misuse of computers. But today, we want to focus on how does this law protect and preserve the rights of the children. The Computer Misuse Act introduced Section 23 to primarily focus on protection of children against unauthorized sharing of information about children. In 2022, Parliament amended the Computer Misuse Act and introduced this provision, Section 23, which is clearly focused on protecting and preserving the rights of children. It says, a person shall not send, share, or transmit any information about or that relates to a child through a computer unless the person obtains the consent of the parent or guardian of the child or another person having authority to make decisions on behalf of a child. Authorized by law is another angle that opens a category for people that the law allows to share information about children, because on matters regarding children, we are guided by a principle we call the child welfare principle. That in every situation where as an adult you are deciding how to treat or deal with a situation involving a child, you should be guided by what is best suited to improve the welfare, the circumstances, the well-being of that child. The law goes on to say that if you do not follow this process and you just on your own publish, share pictures or information about a child without getting the consent, you commit an offense. And guess what? The penalty is quite big. It says you can be convicted and be ordered to pay a fine 750 currency points, which is 15 million Ugandan shillings, or imprisonment to a term not exceeding 7 years or both. This is all intended to preserve the rights of children, because children are the foundation of tomorrow, and we all have a duty to protect them to grow as normal children without being exposed to any risks. The state has a duty to protect those children before they become of age and decide their own destiny. So please, let's help the children grow well and become responsible citizens that will continue pushing this country ahead without necessarily being exposed to any dangers.
Uganda Communications Commission.
Every child deserves a chance at life. But malaria still claims the lives of many children every day. This doesn't have to be the case. The good news is, starting this April, You can protect your child with the new malaria vaccine to reduce the risks of severe malaria and possible death. And when combined with a mosquito-treated net and other malaria preventive measures, it offers even stronger protection. Make sure your child gets their first malaria vaccine dose at 6 months and completes the remaining doses by their second-year birthday. This vaccine is now part of your child's routine immunization schedule and is as essential as completing all other childhood vaccines, such as those for measles, polio, and yellow fever within the first 2 years. Give your child a chance at life by visiting your nearest health facility, offering vaccination and immunization services to protect your child against all immunizable diseases.
Uganda. Uganda, known as the Pearl of Africa, is a country gifted by nature. Its stunning and diverse habitats support numerous wildlife and bird species, most of which are located within its national parks. Queen Elizabeth National Park is a medley of wonders nestled in the western arm of the Great East African Rift Valley. The park is a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve with the highest biodiversity of any national park in Africa due to its diverse ecosystems. Queen Elizabeth National Park has a record bird count of 612 species, over 90 mammal species, and offers various tourist attractions. Boat cruise on Kazinga Channel. The Kazinga Channel, connecting Lake Edward and Lake George, offers exciting boat cruises. The boat rides offer visitors a chance to see a variety of wildlife and birds. These include buffaloes, elephants, crocodiles, and African skimmers among many. Bird watching. Queen Elizabeth National Park, with over 600 bird species, is a premium birding destination in Africa. A visit to Lake Katwe gives you a chance to meet a community that has been mining salt from this salt lake since the 16th century. The distinctive underground forest of Chambura Gorge is home to habituated chimpanzees. Bird watching and chimp tracking are the most popular activities in this unique habitat. Game drives. In the vast savanna of the park, game drives provide up-close interactions with different animals, such as lions, buffaloes, elephants, Uganda cobs, waterbucks and topies. Tree-climbing lions are a must-see in the plains of Ishasha, the southern sector of the park. Tourists love to see lions in trees.
Me? I was raised to share. Mama would
Looking for the next binge-worthy series or movie? AfroMobile brings you authentic African stories anytime, anywhere. Download AfroMobile today and stream on demand your culture, your stories, your way. AfroMobile, authentic African stories. Miss the headlines? AfroMobile brings you live TV on the go. Stay updated with the latest news, sports, and entertainment wherever you are. AfroMobile is like carrying your TV in your pocket. Download now.
Shema vya dakika makumi ani nibiri shema na musa ikumi nibiri tuma soma sigi na teteri mzerere the big talk program kandi kufuna kubure etikete fliko cyo mune we irebereria ebya hatuko mu kumiwe bajamwe ni Lusiwan yarekenere sitaka omulenge wetu ulibya echerekola echengo teacher ebihanga chikuru cyatukanza eritungira ihanga kula kulani abantu eritunga omubyeto obubuya obukotika yomundu owayisonga kinina akaso bigogo sibendire tempo former chairman Lusiwan Kasi district kandike nekaso we high court kuti advocate we high court akafangana msango tukalebereria ebyatwega kani berekola ebyatwanga kola erimnya tukatungo bitubuye ulikuwa Liberty Online TV tulikuwa TikTok live tulikuwa YouTube live tulikuwa Afromobile live tulikuwa other social media zetu nge X au Facebook so wasinde eretukwam so umushakulo gutuka uzerere bani shelifu ni shahaisha wiga umwabu kumwe Lusiwan naruka ndike government ne electoral commission no munyakasesi kuti Uganda umukalani umutire mulengeki.
Of course echo kubanza about the lessons I think abantu ngokuba ijumbera lesson number 1 abantu ngokuba ijumbera omekomo bukomwe obo ngana somende it was not really good that the government kept on postponing these elections. I think chibye choma chokwa bendu the government itolera menya indi abantu bakabe bananzibe ereko mabembe cyababo wamasamarire chidodo the celebration that was there it means indi abantu baro banene mwembembetya you'll somehow imposed on them and so a periodic election yanganaba sevingire about 2 years of inconvenience nindi awulaima inconvenience that baro mwembetya ukaba inconvenience nga secondly the level of free and fairness is what really should happen in every election. In a long time, I saw people celebrating abembembeti ababo. Obukomi bune no bwamarabu mu January muno manani omu. Mulo mkwambu ndo aberaba.
Abantu celebrating.
This situation is so mild and things like that. But this time round, I saw abake koruna basha koro baka celebrating. In the sum, is that monetization of elections is becoming a bigger and bigger problem. Of course, everybody yaika
no kwalebe
Lusiwan. Of course, encouraging corruption at those levels. People want to recoup money. Nobody wants to sow how much they are investing. Of course, they want to recoup money. The other thing that is a lesson to me is interference by national politics. Somebody also wants, and they will too much of going into party lines. I think allow the people to make the choices they want, especially at that level. Lusiwan, because of local issues. It is an election relating to local issues, not national issues. National issues that will come in, but some of the most critical issues are local issues. And so, yes, the political parties can do mobilization, but it should not be a do or die. Do or die moment. The other final lesson is that I think we are taken seriously, but also the legal regime relating to the organization of these elections should also improve. What already improved the power to even extend a period even to minister. Clear.
After 5 years,
nabo bohiribaho kwa election cycle ene akivera twamaira muisa bwa makomero closely kwa bukomero obulyaho
in the same year actually.
The same year. Let the cycle continue. But of course, we need to amend the law to remove this archaic way of voting by lining up. It causes more harm than good. In some places, there are people who know and they are not people are not good. There will be chairperson they will see once. Abakendebe na idingira kandwa ananga kabisa matango now abantu bonde service yabana ali nditunga ebadisibe nditungayo abalevere mubata bakoma. So of course even the Christmas level those are some of the key lessons I can take from those. Need to amend the law. Political party monetization. They need to have them these elections regularly because really abantu bakana tukangande very more than willing for all the time. So now that we have the same cycle, I think let that continue. But also allowing the people to make their choices in many places.
Now Chairman, ni kindu chahe kuti ni kindu cha ukereza ya government one EC kuganeza ngo kome then na abantu itubikalani ukotwerera message which okwa mukumi obu like abantu ba college EC college na government college
abantu ababiri koma bembembeti ababo babiri bakoma freely and fairly support your leaders to support development okwa byaro byenyu. The government of course na very in the because of course electoral commission is a beneficiary of government policies. You see you wait even the young pushing is one of the agencies in the Ministry of Internal Affairs. So the Ministry of Internal Affairs and the Attorney General, I think, should push for amendment of the law. Let's take LOC1 election serious. Just take them seriously. Let it not be a by the way. Government should take this as a serious election so that there should also be a budget of how are conducted in the most advanced manner. Electoral Commission, of course, be prepared. Why should we have a way of prepared? There is lack of preparedness among the people. In the Electoral Commission.
In the process.
Yes, in the process. We have reached out in some villages of Papura. Where is the problem? Why can't the Electoral Commission be prepared for whatever they want to do? Why should we have this zigzag way of doing things? You saw it in the January, February elections. Get more organized. Where is the problem? The Electoral Commission in the past has demonstrated that. Forgotten the other guy, but at least prepared. Yabakama is a court of appeal
lawyer.
Justice.
Yes,
Why should it be your time and people are not organized? Where is the problem? Why do we have impunity among some election officials? There are places, a few places where Abandaba ever be announced. Why should somebody acting on your behalf have that courage
to announce someone who has failed?
To announce does this come back to you, the parent? What did you tell this? Do you tell them in the Kune sanction? If you are a presiding officer, you are a polling assistant, if you do it badly, there will be a sanction. Because at the end of the day, it costs a taxpayer money to reorganize
an election.
It's a cost. It comes at a cost, and sometimes it is a deliberate mistake by a human being. Why should the country lose money at this level losing yourself just because of, so there should be, these people should know that they can be sanctioned. But of course situlecherangara after every election cycle situlecherangara abandu abari kuzinga ebintu ebiringebi bakaba, so it creates a culture of impunity. And so, you know, sometimes abantu abamereba bakana be recycled babere ko mistake omwabu komebo ono yabiri leading into loss kandi baba namwe ndisakola another isi batabi na sanction.
So let's really chairman tuka unzerera now a message you carry ya ababere komeba now the chairman is one not every party out but in general because wanganendu wenye hana bandu abuti nimene wasanga ngukendo umubulambu ubutu owe movement in because mule in kandi ke bakakole service igoti ko mundu usi o mundu olia ayakateseka. So yeah, your final message to them who are elected,
serve with integrity. That is my message. Musavinge no mukonzo akahora mu obundu ekinyabondo serve with ekinyabondo omundu yote ekinyabondo shanga samalindini wa NRM
bulama tukukoma mwaka nakukoma
manyama tutakukoma. You are now a leader. I am happy. I listened to some of them abavere koma banumwa okay twamabiro mwabukome the choice of the many abalabawan, so it has nabande bali of course babere bya brought so munija nakukanga ninde banasi what is ahead of them, so serve with integrity. Office here, of course, 5 years. The next 5 years, you might want to come back, and so that, and you know, the bataka. Evo abo kwa charu jero si one.
You can say anything.
Evo, it doesn't, because ngutoma abo kome, ukana sobera ya hawa. Naba hande babisi batowa.
Negeba kukoma.
Eba kukoma. Naba no babena, but for a nero si one. The people will know. Get Chidodo. I will always give Chidodo. The people said no. They said no, and they said no. And so, Abandaba very koma, Abachinanzira Yitsemba, of course, that is the message. Serve is integrity. No, that will not be political. The village is a very small place. The mistakes you will do, of course, will deny you another.
Wasinja kaso German Rugogo review Eliasa Kefuka this wonderful discussion. Umsemwelewa tu welibato online TV kama sokomuendelea program yetu. Ngesa vende kaso Rugogo buye vinywe every la umsemwelewa tu banabe efuka olukuma stadium.
Of course ukabandaba kwa mire omukuto ono nganzere erira bya my own appreciation of these young people. I have met here a group of young people. They have a very good idea. I think the idea needs our support. Twenga bandu bekasese chirerea kasese nalibana abana babetunge chirinkaniki sosingechi. So I think I'm going to call upon, I am going to be one of your ambassadors. I think I can appoint myself today for every opportunity that I will find to talk about this Mukutu. I think I will talk about it.
It's called Liberty Online TV.
Liberty Online TV, I will talk about it. And I'm asking that muongere elevele krabandi babandu so that chindu chenu nje kuba wa munangana toka reali. I would have but at least I am impressed. I am impressed by the idea of these young people, and I think they need everyone's support. That is the message I can pass for now.
Wasinja chama ni kaso Eliasa kandi usemwelewa tu wasinja aribu nakusema tukafia tukiri kuminangu meri kesa henu. So tubanangana kiru chamuka same time mulifukasa kuminangu meri kasa hanguma kandi njinjwe na wenumbusa George host wawe the big talk program chamuka kisachika hika again follow other programs chifukafu wete sports entertainment programs about religious programs. Every program that we have you can follow tune live kwa TikTok, tune live kwa YouTube and no kwa Afro Mobile. So ukisema holo kanisa bande abanda batwemere bakolo mwanda mahanga bangana kwa macha ifa no mu Uganda bukaye iwe mira so tukakiseya so ngiba line mukise buholo tubanangane akili ngalo mpusa jodra okwa the big talk program mwasinga